Hi everyone, welcome back. If you are new, please consider subscribing. My name is Yadi and I make educational videos for beauty professionals in training and for anyone who likes to continue learning. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who you believe may find the information helpful. If you clicked on this video, that means you are interested in learning how to do hand-tied hair extensions. If you are looking for a quick 1-minute video, I am here to tell you this is not it. As much as I tried to shorten this video, I did not want to leave any important details out. You will be able to set up a mannequin if you wish and follow along with me. I hope you stay until the very end to learn the technique completely. I will be demonstrating how to do the double stacked method, the under and over method, and a single weft install. This is not something I came up with. It's been around for a long time. I am just here to slow it down for you and help you understand it. In the video, I refer to the hair as a track and also a weft. Just know that I'm using both terms interchangeably. Now let's get started. Here's a quick view of all the items we will be using in today's demo. Now, it wouldn't be a Glam and Beyond video if I didn't go over some of the steps with you first. Now, be sure to perform a proper consultation with your client first to discuss the length that's desired. You guys, hair extensions usually come in different lengths. 12 inches, 14 inches, 16, 22, 26, even 30, and even custom lengths. Ask how they typically wear their hair. Do they wear it down a lot? Do they tend to put it up? Discuss color and, of course, maintenance. All of this is very important. Be sure to have all items, tools ready for the install. Next, start to section out the hair in the back close to the nape of the head. Leave enough hair out for coverage. Based on desired results, that will determine the amount of rows you will be installing. You will continue to move up the head to the occipital bone area, then the sides of the head to the crown. Leaving enough hair out at the top is important for coverage. Just a quick tip, start by doing horizontal sections on the nape area, but once you move up the head, doing U-sectioning will allow the hair to fall nicely. Here I have shears, hair grippers, a rat tail comb, pin curl clips, beads, bead loop, claw clips, nylon thread, hair plier, curved needle, and of course our hair weft. Alright you guys, so when it comes to applying hair extensions, of course it always depends on the amount of hair you are going to be installing. If perhaps you are going to be doing a full head, then obviously you will start your extensions closer to the nape of the client. Obviously, for demo purposes, we are using a mannequin, and as you can see, I have done a horizontal parting closer to the nape. Now, in this case, again, I'm using a mannequin, but if you were doing this on a natural person, and obviously if you are just starting out, you're going to be practicing, try using a mannequin. Use a mannequin first so that you get comfortable with that technique, and then obviously you can work on an actual person. But we can actually go a little lower if we wanted to, but I wanted to make sure that you guys were able to see on the video, so I'm not going too low. When it comes to applying that very first piece, you always want to keep in mind that your client may want to wear their hair up. So always make sure that you have enough hair on the nape that will allow the client to cover that first piece of extension, that first weft. So again, always keep that in mind. I'm doing a horizontal parting. Now, I showed you already hair grippers. These work really good to help with any flyaways. You want to work at being really nice and clean with your sections, even better than mine. I am showing you, but I always say you want to be better than me. So here we are. I am using these and I'm working them up again, so that I can see my lines a lot more clear and have a cleaner part for the actual weft. Now, we are practicing using very inexpensive hair, so don't go out and spend hundreds of dollars on hair for practice purposes, okay? Just go to any beauty supply store and purchase yourself a bag of hair. You do want to still purchase human hair and not synthetic, so that you're able to straighten it if you need to, or even curl it if you want to. Here I am inserting the beads into the hair loop, making sure that I have enough for my install. We are going to be starting to place our beads on the actual hair. Now, if you're wondering, where do I start? So this is my horizontal parting, and remember that we usually stay away anywhere. I brought up my comb so you guys can see it. I'm not sure how clear you're able to see the inches. So that's 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, and so forth. But rule of thumb, you want to stay about ½ inch to 1 inch away from the corner, the very corner. Why is that? So that if your client wants to put their hair up, they have some of their natural hair that covers the actual weft. ½ inch will be about a finger worth, and of course an inch will be about that much. To do the partings, we're going to use a rat tail comb. If you want to use a metal rat tail comb, that is absolutely fine. Use whatever you think is best. I'm not sure if you guys have seen these online, but I got this off of Amazon, and it is a pro hair dividing sectioning tool. It's like a little ring, and it can help you section out the hair. So that's what they look like. It's like a little hook, and it goes on your index finger, or at least that's where I'm wearing it, and it can help with your partings as well. Now that we have the hair section, we are ready to insert the hair through the loop and push one bead up, allowing the hair to go through it. Now you are ready to use the bead plier to tighten, flatten, and secure the bead to the hair. Please use the plier flat and not at a 90-degree angle. That will only cause the bead to stick out, and that is not what we want. You will continue to repeat the same step for the entire section. Remember, you are not leaving any hair out in between the beads. Leave enough hair out on each outer corner. It is now time to add our thread to the curved needle. I usually do about 2 arm lengths of thread and make sure to make a knot at the end of the thread. Alright you guys, so I'm going to be showing you 3 different methods that you can do the hand-tied extensions. So the first method we're going to do, we already have our beads down. So the first method we are going to do is by you simply stacking 2 tracks on top of each other. You are doubling them up. What does this create? Obviously it creates a lot more thickness in the hair by you adding 2 tracks versus just doing 1. We're going to be doing 1 as well, which obviously it'll most likely require you to do multiple rows when you only do a single track per section versus you doing double. It's going to create thickness. I will also show you the other method, which is doing 1 right underneath, okay, and then doing 1 right on top so that you're not able to see those beads. We have both tracks on top of one another, and we're going to grab our needle. We're going to grab our needle and our thread, and we're going to start to create an anchor on our actual track. So we are grabbing this and we're going to go right through both extensions. Now this can be a little bit challenging just depending on how thick it is, but as you see, you're going through both. Take that out. Don't worry about that coming back. I'm going to the back again. I'm doing another one. Okay. Now you see how I have tied, and I've only done it twice. So once I'm here, I'll keep going. Does that make sense? You can always cut that off. You see? And boom, we are right there, okay? So to help us keep this in place, what we're going to be using is our pin curl clips. And honestly, you do not need a whole bunch of these. I usually like to place one on each end and maybe one in the middle, just to kind of keep everything in place, just like that. Okay, it's actually really hard being able to record and do this at the same time. So, okay, nothing is going through the actual beads just yet. No, we anchored our extension by going through it with our needle twice, looping it to secure it, okay? So we are now ready to actually go through the actual beads. Here we go. Now, mind you, right there, we're going to start. I'm holding this. So I'm gonna do this first. So I want you guys to know that I'm going through the side. Let me turn this so you can see better. So here's my needle, here's my track. I'm going through the side right there. I'm not going through the bead. I'm not doing that, okay? I'm going through the side and I'm going right there, okay? So let's go. Side, okay? Now, there's my needle right there. Loop it, you're gonna go through the double threads. Now I want you to keep control of this and I want you to aim towards the top, okay? Now we're going to do this 2 times. We're going to do it twice on each corner, here and then here and so forth. We're doing it 2 times. We do that just to make sure that it's nice and secure. Now we are going to create an anchor, so we're doing the same thing. Notice how I put my finger down, okay? Don't go through there. Nope, you're going through the middle, okay? And up. Now, because this is my first stitch, okay, I do a 3rd time, okay? But when I do it the 3rd time, I'm going to lock and create a knot right through the middle. Right when you are at the middle, what I want you to do is you're here. I want you to grab your needle, and I want you to loop these 2 threads right here. You're going to go around it 1, 2, and 3, okay? Now you're going to grab it and you're going to go up. Have control, go up, hold it, okay? Grab here, up, bring this, boom, right there, okay? Now that piece right there, which is your beginning stitch, is nice and secure, okay? And now we can continue on the other side. So here's my needle. Make sure that you are grabbing both. Now we're no longer going in between the actual track, we're just grabbing onto them. So what helps me is by putting my thumb down. Notice how I'm going through. There it is right there, through the double threads and going upwards. Okay, make sure that your stitch is staying right on top of the track. Now, right there. You guys, the reason I'm using a blonde extension and obviously a darker thread is because I want you guys to be able to see what I'm doing. If I was using hair that matched the mannequin and a thread that was closer to the color of the mannequin's hair, then you would not be able to actually see the stitching. So that is why I'm using these colors, okay? Now we're gonna go a 2nd time just to make sure. Right there, I make my thumb is right there to make sure that I'm going through both pieces of the tracks, right through the middle, okay? And again, I'm aiming, I'm over directing to go to the top, right there, okay? Just like that, okay? And we keep going. As you go, you can keep moving your clips further down, but the clips definitely do keep you in place. So there we go. So again, I'm not going through here, you guys, okay? I'm simply going through the side. I'm not going through the actual bead, okay? Now, I'm sure there's many methods of doing this exact same technique out there. I'm just showing you the way that I do them. I always say, take this with a grain of salt, do with it what you choose, master it, make it better, and keep learning, okay? Just keep that in mind. So here we go again. I have my thread, we're here, okay? And I love this thread, by the way. Here we go, putting my finger down, my thumb, going from one corner first, there's the middle, okay? And again, over direct it up. You want the thread to be sitting nice on top of the actual weft, just like that. Now, do not pull very tight here or else you'll create too much tension, okay? We do this 2 times to make sure that it's nice and secure. So here we go again, thumb down. So you see, I'm going through both of these, right there, and grabbing, okay? I'm not going through these 2, you guys. I'm going through the middle of both. You see, right there, there's my thread, right in the middle. And very nice. Notice how the stitch is right on top. That's what you want, okay? I'm going through there, okay? You see, from the side, and I'm scooping both tracks, you see, both wefts. And I'm going right through the middle. Just make sure that you keep the wefts up close to your parting, and boom, right there. This is right on top. Corner. Make sure that this is facing you, so your needle, you want it to be facing you, and you don't ever want to curl it, like curve it to the side. You want it to be parallel to the head shape. Boom. There it is. Let's go one more time. I usually do 2 times. I mean, that's just what I prefer, but I just think it's, the key here is you want it to be nice and secured, okay? There. Okay. See? Again, make sure that you're grabbing both weft, corner, right through the middle. See? That goes right on top, right there. Okay. The purpose of this video is to simply show you this very simple technique. If you want to start practicing and incorporating it, you definitely can start here, okay? And you guys, continuing education, if you really want to get into doing hair extensions, you're going to have to invest. Seek a class from someone or a company that you like, that you look up to, okay? There we go, right on top. Let me show you where I'm at. I'm right there. So what am I doing exactly? I'm going from the corner, from right there. I'm not going through the middle, okay? I'm going from the corner. I do corner here, and then I go here when I go to the other side. So from here, I'm scooping some of the hair there. That's like kind of like my anchor. And then I'm going through both wefts. You see how they're both on there? I'm not going through the weft, okay? I only did that on the first one, and I did it so that it secured it closer, and it just made it tighter, okay? So here, scooping both, right through the middle, going up. See, sitting right on top. We do the same thing again. Let me take this off so you guys can see it a lot clearer. I hope this is helpful. Let me know in the comments down below if this is something that you want to start doing. Do you think it's hard? Here we go again. So we're going through there. And remember that once you start doing clients and they want the hand-tied extensions, that they are investing in good quality hair. This right here is just practice hair, okay? This was not that much, it was very affordable. But when you have clients that are wanting to keep the hair on for, you know, at least over 4 to 6 weeks, they have to invest in good quality hair, okay? Hair extensions are not cheap, okay? Especially if they want them to last, they want the good hair, they have to invest, okay? So we're coming towards the end, coming here, making sure I grab both right through the middle, see, through the middle, and see how nicely it lays right on top, okay? One more on this side before we close and anchor the very corner. very corner right there. We're at the very end. Let me move this so you guys can see the last part. Okay, that's what we're going through. This is our last piece. Make sure that you're grabbing both weft, that you're covering both, and up. That's our first one. And because this is our very end corner, we're going to do at least 3 times just to secure it. Very nice and tight. Let's go again. This is our second one. And one more for good luck, right? So corner right there. Okay, we're grabbing, so we're right here. Okay, I have not pulled it through all the way yet. Okay, you come halfway, you're in, you're going to grab these 2. Okay, you're gonna grab your needle and you're going to circle 1, 2, and 3. Grab your needle, okay, and go up and bring all of that thread right there, bring it down, okay, and that, pull it, you see, and that locks it in place nicely right there. Then what I usually do, here's what's left, okay, I come in and I cut, okay, so that's what I cut right there. Now we just make a traditional knot right there, and I'm bringing it. You can do it 2-3 times as long as it stays and it doesn't come off. Boom, right there, okay? And then of course we cut close to our knot. Boom, right there. And there you have it. There it is. Look. Okay. You see? And it's doubled. Okay. Let me zoom out. There it is. On top. And this was our first one, with us leaving a little bit of hair here, you see, and some hair on the other side. What do you guys think? Not too bad, right? Definitely practice, but it's very simple. It's just about having control of your thread and your needle. You know, you guys saw me placing my thumb down so that I could feel what is it that I was grabbing, and it works. Okay, this technique definitely works. Like I said, take what you want out of it and run with it. Make it better, make it your own. This is not something that I personally came up with. Absolutely not. There's about 1 million other videos out there on YouTube world showing this exact same technique, maybe a different technique, but again, just adding basically hair without you having to braid it. Okay, and it works for many people, and it's something that is being used in the salon every single day. So let's try the next method. All right, you guys, so we are using the exact same sections with the exact same 2 pieces of weft. So we know that they are measured out to the beads and the sections that are already on our mannequin. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be grabbing our hair, okay? Make sure that you're not taking any extra hair with you. I'm just using a rat tail comb, and I'm going to be bringing this up for now, and I'm simply going to be clipping it. I'm not doing anything fancy, okay? Next, I am grabbing my very first piece of weft, just like that, and I'm setting it right underneath the beads. For this one, you are going to need a few more pin curl clips, these metal prong clips, to help you keep the hair in place. And you can get yourself a whole box of these online. They're very inexpensive and they do help, okay? So that's the first one. So we're going to let go of that hair that we pinned up and bring it back down. So now that's what that looks like. We're grabbing our second weft and we are placing it right on top, just like that. And you can use as many or as little amount of clips as you need. All we're trying to do is keep the hair from slipping, right? And then we start. Again, nothing too special. We're just putting our thread right through our needle. And you want to do about 2 arm lengths worth of thread so that you do not have to come to a stop and then, you know, you run out of thread, you're gonna have to come to a stop, grab some more. It's just going to slow you down. So always make sure you have enough thread in your needle, okay? So we have that. Again, we're going to make just a regular knot. Okay, and bring it up so that they are pretty much one. And there's our needle ready to go. You guys, it's pretty challenging trying to do this nicely and record at the same time because I feel like my hands get in the way and then it stops you from seeing where the needle is going through. So just know that this video is far from perfect, okay? But I hope that there's some of you out there that find it helpful and it gives you, it inspires you basically. I hope that this inspires you to try this out, okay? And try this method of hair extensions and you can work with it. All right, so here we go. So you guys, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be putting my needle through the track, okay? Just like we did with the other one. And this is just to secure. We're gonna go through here first, okay? Starting from the back. I'm only doing that on the first one. You see? I'm gonna go again. Right through there, through the actual weft, pulling it. Nothing fancy yet. Okay, and that's that. All right, now, all right, you guys, so we have anchored our first stitch on the actual weft. By the way, I'm using the term track and weft interchangeably, but I'm referring to the same thing, okay? So here we are, we have one underneath, one right over, and just like what we did before, we're going to start by going through one side. This time we're grabbing our weft from the bottom and also from the top at the same time, and we are moving upward, okay, coming up. Remember, we need to lock this in. So this is my third pass. Once I'm here, we're going right through the middle, right? So I'm going through. Here's my needle. I'm gonna go around 1, 2, 3, grabbing my needle, and I am coming up. See? Make sure that this is moving and locking right here, right in place. There it is, right there. Perfect. And yes, you always want to make sure that you have both on there. They're both nicely secured. And now we move on to the other side. There's the one underneath, here's the one on top, and we're simply looping, grabbing both right through the middle. And when I say right through the middle, I mean right through the middle of the thread, okay? okay? We never go through the middle of the actual beads. We're working on the side of the beads. You see? Right there. That's nice and tight. Remove these clips and hopefully you get to see from a better angle. So there's weft number 1, that's weft number 2. Here are my beads, okay? You want to make sure that that is aligned. And so we're looping and we're making sure, right? I can feel, there's my first one, here's my second one. I can feel that I'm grabbing both, going right through the middle and moving up, okay? I'm basically doing the exact same thing I did earlier, except this time, instead of the weft, okay, being on top of one another, one is under the beads and one is over the beads, basically making sure that the beads are in between and not visible. So that's my first one. Second one, right through. We're going to keep going. Last bead in the corner, there we are. And by the way, you guys, it's always best to leave a little bit of a extra piece of the weft in the outer corners, just to make sure. Remember that you can always cut if needed, but it's never good to have being short. Like this could be actually longer here, but it seems to be just the right length. But if it was a little longer, it would be even better. Okay, so that was my second one. I'm gonna go in for the third one. So what do we do next? We're going to cut. We're going to make a knot at the end. Okay, you guys, so this is the finished product for the double. Now, if you notice, once you pull it up, you don't see any beads. You pull it down, you don't see any beads. The beads are in between both wefts. Now, by the way, this is far from perfect. This could be up a little bit more, but again, I think you guys get the idea. I want you to take this, run with it, make it better, a lot better than mine's. You definitely can do that and work with it. Continue your education, keep learning, keep growing. But look at this. Trust me, this will work. Look at that. Okay. And of course, like I said, the hair, the quality of the hair, the different color thread, all of that makes a big difference in your end result. Again, I'm working with lighter hair, a darker thread, just because I want you to see where I am looping the thread from. If I was doing the exact same color as the hair on the mannequin, then it would be harder for it to be visible on camera. So anyways, again, far from perfect, but let me know in the comments down below what you think. Do you think this is something you could do? Will you be offering this? And look, okay. All right, and pretty cool. And it's on there, you guys. It's not going anywhere. And like I said, the beads are in between. You see? and there's no hair that was left behind. Look, you see that? It's pretty seamlessly, right? I do think this technique does require a little bit more practice than just stacking them on top of each other, but I feel like this works really great as well. But figure out which one you think is easy to start with and then just go from there. You can do the exact same technique only with one. So I would say maybe start with one, then double it up, and then do the one underneath, and then do the one on top, just so that you can learn to have better control of the extension, the beads, the thread, and all of that. And then baby steps, you can move to doing it this way. But anyways, I hope it helps. When you have a client that simply wants to add a pop of color, for someone who is not looking for more thickness in their hair, this will be perfect. So again, we're just only going to use one weft, and this was already on, so I just simply took it off so that I could show you what this would look like. Again, this would be obviously a lot thinner, a lot more flat, having that we're only using one weft. And again, this hair, you guys, is very inexpensive, so it's not very thick. It's great for practice, so let's go for it. Let's try it. I have that ready to go. You guys, I am really trying to make sure that you guys get the best view, the best angle, and I really want this to work for you guys. So here I am. So you've seen me prep my anchor multiple times, but here I go again. I'm going through the actual weft, okay? I have not gone through any beads just yet. I'm simply going through the weft, the actual weft. I'm going to go through one side, okay, through the middle again. I think you got this down by now, okay. Over directing my thread right at the top. How's that? Can you see that? All right, let's keep going. I'm going to assume you said yes. So here we go, we're going to the other side, okay? Remember that we're going through the hair, each corner, through the middle, right here, through our double threads, okay? Just like that. We want that stitching to be right on top of the weft. Because I'm only doing one weft, see how nice and flat that fits? I'm gonna move the mannequin so you can see. See how nice and flat that sits on the actual scalp? That's because it's only one weft. Now, the minute we start to make it double, the minute we start to do one on top, one underneath, it does create a little bit more bulkiness. It's still not bad, don't get me wrong. That's not gonna stop your clients from wanting thicker, fuller hair, but I'm just saying, when you have a client that only wants a pop of color, okay, someone who perhaps has a lot of damage, their hair is a little compromised due to a lot of lightening, okay, or they just been doing way too much with their hair, this is definitely something you can suggest to avoid perhaps lightening their hair, okay, adding some pops of blonde, adding some pink, some purple, some blue, all of that, just, something fun to play with, maybe to not commit 100%. That could be something that you offer to your clients without the extra, without the extra compromise of hair. Don't forget to share and send this to someone who you think could find the information helpful as well. Thank you so much for your continued support. Just know that it does not go unnoticed. You guys definitely keep me going. You keep me wanting to update and post more videos out there. I try to do this as much as I can. As you guys know, I do work full-time with students, and so I have to definitely find the time to make these videos. And of course, when you guys let me know how useful and how much you learn from them, that's what keeps me going, honestly, because it can be a little hard at times, but I really do enjoy it. So thank you again, and thanks for the support. By the way, you guys, again, if this hair was a dark brown, this thread would be very seamless, okay? You will not be able to really see it. It will camouflage a lot nicer than what you're seeing right now. But the purpose of this is so that you can see it and you can actually see my stitching during the video, okay? So there's many different color threads out there. There's many different color beads out there. There's also different diameters, but the most commonly ones used are the 4 to 5 millimeter diameter beads. Keep all of that in mind when you go to purchase. Obviously, you will know your clientele and your most commonly colors used. So having a nice dark brown, a light brown will always be a good option. All right, so we're coming on to our very last bead. So I am looping through one corner. Okay, going through the middle. See how nice that sits? So good, okay? It sits really nice and flat to the scalp. Okay, there you have it. And let me move this a little further so you can see it. I'm on my last corner. So again, we're looping from the side, making sure that it's going through the extension, through the weft. And I'm bringing, notice my thread, it's in between both. Okay, and right on top. Look how nice that looks. One more before we close it out. Again, over directing. Boom. All right, now our very last anchor, what we've been doing this whole time, we go through, okay? Grab your needle. Here's my thread. My needle's right here. I'm going to loop it 1, 2, and 3. Grab your needle, okay? Over direct it and bring this down nice and tight to the scalp. Bring it down, look. You can't even see it. That's what you want it to look like. Okay, so we're here, cut. I've been wanting to do this video for the longest. I am so happy that I finally got to do this for you guys. We're just going to make a traditional knot. Down. One more. So we grab this, and of course we're going to cut pretty close. And there it is. Oh my goodness, look at that. Okay, and see, this is what I mean. You want to make sure that you leave at least 1 inch to ½ an inch of natural hair out so that they're able to wear it and cover. You see that? You want to make sure that there's enough so that it works. okay? Let's take this clip off. Yes, look how nice this looks. Nice and flat. And again, this was just one single weft. So you saw me do the stacked weft, the under and over application, and this is the single. So if this is something completely new to you and you want to try it out, I say you start here. This will be the most basic way, okay? And then start doubling them up. So therefore you have, you know, more hair to work with, but this is definitely a start. There it is in all its glory. Look how nice and seamless that is right here. Okay, you can't tell me that doesn't look good, because it does. It really, really does. I could cut that off so you don't see it, but look at that. I'm very happy with it, and I hope you are happy with the video. Anyway. And that is it for this video, you guys. If you made it to the very end, leave me this boom emoji. I thought it was very funny. I kept saying that throughout the whole time. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this demo. I hope you found it helpful, educational. If you did, let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your continued support. And as always, let's keep going. Hey, let's keep growing. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.